Morning, friends. It's time for a daily pick a card. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about, I guess, the name of my company, Golden Phoenix Rising. Some of my friends were interested to know where the name came from. So it was actually about 3 months ago, my dog passed away, and her name was Phoenix. She was a joy in my life and my best friend. And quite literally, I think the smallest dog in the world. I probably could have entered her into the Guinness Book of World Records for being the smallest dog in the world. So I'm going to post a little video of her after this so you guys can see what she looked like and how awesome she was. So I also wanted to talk to you about the story of the phoenix. So this phoenix is an eternal bird that went through 500-year life cycles. Now at the end of its life, it would go to its nest and it would burn itself to death. Out of its ashes came a golden egg where it would hatch and rebirth itself and go through another life cycle. The story of the phoenix is really, in a more profound way, about death, transition, rebirth, and renewal. And I thought it was fitting to name my company after that, because I was going through a change in my life and making an attempt to reinvent myself. So I also wanted to talk to you about 3 cards in the tarot deck. The first one is the Death card. The second one is the Tower. And the third one is the World card. Now, all 3 of these cards are cards about endings. People often wonder about what the difference is between the 3 of them, because they all signify endings to a cycle. So the first card, the Death card, is really about a physical death in the world. Now it can be about an actual person passing away, but it can also be about a death of an idea, a death of a preconceived notion that you have in your head, a death of an illusion that you hold. So it doesn't always signify the death of a person, but it's something that's inevitable. Something that's destined to happen, and it's something that you can't prevent. So the Tower card is something different. The Tower card is about you've received warnings about this issue in your life, and it usually comes more than once before we get the message. It means that it's usually about when you're continuing to do something that no longer serves you anymore, and you do it over and over and over again. So then life circumstances will bring into your life a tower moment, a loss of a job, the loss of a relationship, a house burning down, anything really significant that changes the course and direction of your life. And it usually comes because you didn't heed the warnings to stop doing something that was maladaptive or unhealthy for you to engage in. You can change the Tower card. The wonderful part about this card is that you always have the power to change directions in your life, and you can stop the Tower from coming. Now, the World card is more of a positive ending to a cycle. So I can say, think back on a time when, I quit a job that was a job that I loved at the time, but I quit it because I had an opportunity to move into a different space that would have kind of opened up doors for me or brought new experiences into my life. And when I left that job, I remember they threw me like a little party, and even they had set up like a situation where I went, it's a long story, but I had gotten an award for something that I had done, and they had set this up on the last day that I worked at the job. So even though it was an ending of a cycle for me, it was a really positive ending, because I knew that it was time for me to move on, and it was time for me to grow and expand and change in my life, and I did it by choice. So that's the difference between these three endings, and you always have the possibility to choose, with the kind of the exception of the death card, because that is something that's inevitable, that's just going to happen. And it's about how you process that. It's really important when you're facing death in your life, or a change or in a transition, to really face it, to examine it, to look at why it's happening, and to look back at those circumstances with love and gratitude, instead of letting it bring pain and sorrow into your life. I know that that's difficult. I mean, believe me, like, I absolutely sympathize for people who are even going through this right now. So if you're going through this right now, my compassion and love is going out to you. But what was helpful for me when Phoenix passed away is that what I look at is all of the joy that she brought into my family. And what an amazing soul she was, and what a gift it was in my life to have her be a part of it. So yeah, those are your cards of the day, and I hope you have an amazing day, and love life, and face it with gratitude. Okay?